Good evening, it's JB here, live from the O2 Arena. Frank Bruno against Olexandr Usyk for the World Heavyweight titles for the WBO, WBA and IBF titles. We're all set to go here. Frank Bruno just making his way into the O2 now. And without further ado, let's go over to ringside, to a noisy ringside, and join our big fight commentator, Johnny Gottridge. Yes, pull up a ringside seat with us on JB Sports. Thank you, JB. What an atmosphere. Frank Bruno just coming out there. Olexandr Usyk from Ukraine, the holder of these three titles. He's, of course, the champion. The challenger came out first. That was Frank Bruno, fighting in his 6th World Championship fight. Usyk, the Ukrainian. Now the Ukrainians tend to dominate, and here's Jerry Lennon Jr.
In the red corner, from London, England, a European champion and a heavyweight champion of the world, Frank Bruno. Hiding out of the blue corner, here is the Olympic gold medalist from Ukraine, an undisputed cruiserweight world champion and a unified heavyweight champion of the world, Olexandr Usyk.
So now we've heard from Jimmy Lennon Jr. There's Frank Bruno, once a world champion.
I want you to protect yourself at all times.
Referee Richard Steele giving the last minute instructions. So Frank Bruno looking to win 3 of the 4 world titles. Of course, Tyson Fury's got the other one. They fight in Birmingham in about 3 weeks' time, which you can see with us on JB Sports. But we're underway in the first round, and Frank Bruno looking to win the world heavyweight title. He'll hold 3 of them if he does beat Olexandr Usyk, and it will be a mandatory fight between the winner, between whoever wins this one and the fight you'll see in Birmingham in 3 weeks' time between Tyson Fury, the current WBC holder, and Riddick Bowe, to unify the world titles for good. Bruno knows what he's got to do. Olexandr Usyk is a very, very professional fighter. We know that very, very well. Bruno knows he must take his chance here tonight. 12 rounds scheduled for 3, and just to remind you a little bit of the rules if you haven't already, that if one boxer goes down 3 times in any one round, the fight is automatically stopped. Again, I'm not keen on the rule, but that is the rules that's stipulated by all the boxing associations for this fight. But Bruno starting very well in his opening round. He's very, very good in the first round. He's blocking well as well, I've noticed. Frank, he's been doing a lot of that in the Peacock Gym in preparation for this fight. Big Frank, he knows what he needs to do. I think he started really well here, Frank Bruno. I really do feel that indeed. He's such a good, clever fighter, Bruno. A lot of people give him a lot more credit than he ought to be, because I think I do think he's at that level. 8 seconds to go in the opening round. Scheduled to sell, of course, for 12. And a good round for Bruno. Oh, just missed there with that swinging right hook. And there goes the bell. They're still punching after the bell. But, of course, with all the yellow balloon that went in before the fight between these two. The weigh-in, they weighed right on the button. So the weigh-in wasn't a problem for both these fighters. They knew that they had to make the weight, and it's not as difficult to make weigh-ins for heavyweights than it does for, say, somebody like Nigel Benn, who fights at super middleweight or super middleweight. Terry Rollins in Frank Bruno's corner, of course. Fight, of course, promoted by Frank Warren, who's Bruno's promoter these days, even though Terry Lawless is still the sort of the manager, if you like. Frank Warren is promoting all the fights, and that's why you're seeing him live here on JB Sports. As we come out for the start of the second here at the O2 in London. Good round I felt for Bruno. Just to remind you, Bruno in the red and white trunks, Alexander Usyk in the Ukrainian, with the Ukrainian flag on the side of his trunks. So blue and white with a bit of the Ukrainian flag, which is yellow and blue obviously. And Usyk is actually boxing in white shorts and Bruno in red. The thing about putting boxes of different eras together is you can distinct between the two, which is quite special really. Another good round here for Bruno. He knows what he's got to do here, Big Frank. Let's get into him a little bit more. But Usyk, well, we know what Usyk will do. He's a tough old Ukrainian, this fella. But, Big Frank is giving his all in this first couple of rounds. He's really taking the fight to the Ukrainian here, and to the world champion. Remember, Bruno the challenger. He's challenged for this title four previous times and has lost every one, apart from the one he beat Oliver McCall not too far down the road at Wembley Stadium, the old Wembley Stadium, back in 1995. 50 seconds to go of round number 2 then. See some good body shot. Oh, I'll pick up that was from Frank Bruno. Get in there, Frank! Get in there, Frank! He's not, I tell you what, Bruno has not come to make up any numbers tonight. He's ducking and diving, he's weaving like he would only do. If only Harry Carpenter was here ringside, alongside me covering this. Oh, Bruno just knocked sideways a bit. He's got to be wary of the left and right hook from Usyk. The body shots rain in at the end of the second. Well, a very good trading round from both boxers, but I just feel, I fancy that Bruno may have shaded that, to be perfectly frank. Usyk with the shaven head these days. Bit of damage for both boxers' faces at the moment, but as I say, their durability will be tested to the limits as the fight, if it does go the full 12, it will be a question of who's got the durability. Usyk, we know, can go 12. Bruno has gone 12 in a world title fight once. Again, that was Oliver McCall and he won it on points. So we can't take anything in this game, in the fight game, for granted. So round 3 then, scheduled for 12. It's vitally important really that Usyk and Bruno really battle hard here, because it's going to be a tough old fight. It's going to be tough. Two big heavyweights going at it, slugging it out on tongues, and Bruno getting stuck in again. This is great performance. This is a good performance so far from Frank Bruno, and however this turns out for Big Frank, he's got the guts to get back in the ring. He's had a couple of fights which he didn't really perform very well. He drew with Daniel Jacobs, you may remember, in his last fight. But he felt the need. Frank Warren, he said, give me a shot at the world title. I reckon I can still do it at my old age. And I tell you what, he's got the guts, this Frank Bruno. He's a fantastic fighter. They all say he's a pantomime Dane, but he's not. He's anything but a pantomime Dane in that ring tonight. He's certainly performing above and beyond here. 90 seconds just under to go in the round. And I'll tell you something, Frank Bruno is performing out of his skin here, and he's making Usyk think a little bit more than he would do in his previous fight. And this is brilliant from Frank Bruno. He's looking very, very good. The man in form at the moment with 50 seconds to go of this 3rd round. Barry McGuigan is standing by with the scorecard as we're very close, probably 30 seconds away from taking a short commercial break between the rounds here at the O2. But I tell you what, this fight is living up to the billing. It's living up to all the hype on Hullabaloo that we said at the start. Less than 20 seconds, less than 15 seconds in fact to go now of the 3rd. Bruno, for me, has it on points. But I still think there's a hell of a lot left in this tank, and Usyk will not be bullied by that.
a secret. But I'm a little shy, and I can't just tell anyone. So you'll only hear it if you're telepathic. Thank you for listening.
So a round draw then, and Usyk leading by a point after 3 on Barry McGuigan's unofficial scorecard. But that won't perturb Frank Bruno. That last round he definitely won for my money, and he may have won the second one as well for my money. But as I keep saying, every time we cover these big fights, that these scorecards are definitely subjected, so you can never be sure how 3 judges are going to score it. They are American judges, so there's no biasness involved, and there's no English judge, so it's all American judges, all from stateside. Niparides, the British Boxing Board steward, in control. But Bruno, he's having a good time here at the O2 tonight. 20,000 or so Bruno fans packed into this vast arena here on London's Docklands, what used to be known as the Millennium Dome. Is this the dawn of a new Bruno millennium? Can Big Frank upset the odds and be world champion again? Good punch though on the right hook from from Alexander Usyk. Bruno though, absolutely giving as good as he's got there, and Usk's face looked quite red to me. Whether it's the sweat he's building up or whatever, it looks as if his right eye looks slightly cut. Hard to tell from where I'm sitting right down here by the ringside. And he's took a lot of shots to the body as well at this moment in time, Usyk. Oh, good punch there towards the left eye from Bruno. Used his left hook to a dramatic effect, and again with the right as well. Good left hand right combinations. As we approach the bell for the end of the 4th, and Bruno's still fighting after the bell. So Terry Lawless there giving Bruno more instructions, more of the same, please, Frank. Get in there, Frank. Usyk, looks there's a bit of swelling there potentially there, and a possible cut to the right eye. Not that you can see it properly on camera. But this now really is squeaky bum time, as a famous football manager once said. Goes by the name of A. Ferguson, or Sir A. Ferguson. The O2 buzzing with anticipation now, as we are 10 seconds away from round number 5. Great atmosphere building around as we come up, as the both fighters come out now for the start of round number 5. Bruno has given as good as he's got so far. Good body shot with the left arm, and to start with, good left hand, and the right too, both towards the body. Couple of nice jabs there from Usyk. Bruno again with the left hook, straight into Usyka's face. The scoring shots will be critical, of course. If it does go 12 rounds, the referee doesn't score, incidentally. So Richard Steele, the referee, would not score the contest. It's down to 3 American judges at stateside that will decide both boxers' fate here. Will Usyk lose 3 world heavyweight titles? Will Bruno gain 3 heavyweight titles? And then go through to face neither Riddick Bowe and Tyson Fury for the undisputed world heavyweight championship of the world. And the winner of that, of course, goes into that heavyweight champion of champions clash over 15 rounds with Muhammad Ali. You can't get much better than that, can you? Bruno though, giving as good as he's got. Great. They say he's a pantomime Dane, Bruno, but I tell you what, he's fighting like a lion. He's fighting like a Trojan, and he's fighting nothing like a pantomime Dane at the moment. He's giving as good as he's got, and Usyk knows he's in a fight now. You can bet your boots on this. Extraordinary stuff this from Frank Bruno. The Bruno fans right behind their man. Usyk knows it's an away day, defending these world heavyweight titles he has on the line. This is an extraordinary performance from Big Frank. He's really been keyed up for this all week in the Peacock Gym. 2 seconds to go of the 5th, and there goes the bell. Another decent round for Big Frank, who really is giving as good as he's got. You cannot question his commitment, you cannot question his judgment, and you cannot question his authority on this fight. He is determined to win back, to be heavyweight champion of the world yet again. Terry Lawless giving him some more instructions. More of the same, Frank, he's saying. More of the same, Frank. Usyk probably getting heroic in himself, because he's not been at his best, the Ukrainian. Big Frank knows one big right hand or left hand could have Usyk definitely on the ropes. Here we go then, round 6. And Bruno again straight to work on the body and to the face, and scoring perfectly well. But he must not hang the chin out. Usyk knows he's not as durable as a lot of heavyweights of the past. So Bruno needs to keep his guard up as well at all times to stop Usyk from maybe going through his own defences. But Bruno is showing guts, showing determination and a desire to be a world champion again. 1995 against Oliver McCall. It feels a little bit like that tonight. Supporters taking pictures of this fight that they can show to their grandkids forever and a day. I saw Frank Bruno when he became world champion. That's what they hope to say at the end of 12 rounds, if it goes that way, or Bruno does it by knockout. And at the moment I think Bruno's edging in on points, but Usyk's having a good little round himself. 70 seconds to go of round number 6, and we'll be taking a commercial break. And when we've had that commercial break, Barry McGuigan will be out with his scorecard again, giving his opinion who might be winning the fight at the halfway stage. We're nearly at the halfway stage of this world heavyweight contest for the WBO, WBA and IBF world titles. Fury of course holds the WBC version. Less than 20 seconds to go. Bruno again. Get in there, Frank, they're saying. Get in there, Frank. 10 seconds remain. Bruno certainly giving as good as he's got and defending rather well as we come to the end of the 6.
The new Peugeot 405 takes your breath away.
Welcome back to the O2 Arena. Bruno 2 points ahead on Barry McGuigan's unofficial card on the scorecard. So Bruno has taken the last 4 rounds as we go into the round number 7. Usyk won the first 2 according to Barry McGuigan, but Bruno has won the last 5. Now, what have both boxers got now as we go into a very tense second half of the fight now? It will be tense as each round goes by. Bruno knows he's got to work at that face and the body and try to wear Usyk down that way. And that's what he has to keep doing, but he's got to keep his guard up as well when Usyk comes back at him. He can't afford to hang the chin out, and he can't afford to make any mishaps or mistakes. Good training round. Usyk enjoying a good spell here in round number 7. Bruno being well done by 20,000 Bruno fans. They love this guy. Britain loves this guy. And Usyk knows now he's got problems. I think we can see there's a bit of blood cascading onto his shorts and cascading over his body. Look at that! Blood cascading over his body here. This is a good round for Bruno. This is good signs for Frank Bruno, this. 35 seconds to go in the 7th. Bruno in complete control here. Working on another good punch with the left hook. That'll make the cut even worse now for Usyk, who is really struggling at the moment. Frank Bruno can sense it. He just needs one big punch now. And possibly victory might be his. And Usyk having to hold on with 4 seconds to go on the 7th. But he's bleeding heavily. Blood cascading over his body and his white shorts. As the bell sounds for the end of the 7th round there. Bruno being told that was a good round. And look at that! Well, the cutman will have a job to do on Usyk. But blood cascading all over his body. And over the front of his white shorts. That, from Bruno's point of view and the Bruno camp's point of view, is the best sign they could have hoped for. There's definitely a big cut around that right eye area, and Usyk knows it. In fact, it's in between the two eyes. So the cutman, Usyk's cornerman, will have to work tirelessly hard on this for the next 5 seconds, because Usyk knows he can't afford any more mistakes. Round 8. Bruno in complete charge. And he knows, Frank, one big blow could win him 3 world heavyweight titles in the one. And if he wins this one, he faces Riddick Bowe or Tyson Fury to be undisputed world heavyweight champion. Bruno again having a good spell, just tiring slightly here, and Usyk could possibly sense it. Bruno must not make mistakes. He's in charge of the fight. He's got this one by the short and curls if he chooses to. A minute 43 to go with the 8th. It's been a blood and thunder fight tonight. You cannot register for this. This is brilliant from Usyk, but even brilliant from Bruno. The battle that everyone said could not be sold, well, it's true in that way right now. Good body shots again from Bruno. He looks so secure. It's amazing stuff, this. Just sheer unadulterated heavyweight boxing at its very, very best. 15 seconds to go of round number 8. The one thing Bruno doesn't want to do at this point is run out of steam, because Usyk could really still take advantage of that. So Bruno's guard has to be at tip-top at all times. As the bell sounds for the 8th, Usyk still punching after the bell there. But he's surviving. The Ukrainian fighting on edge at the moment. And fighting on instinct, and that's exactly what he's doing. He has to do that. And especially that cut eye, that cut face as well. 40 seconds remain to get Usyk recovered. And Bruno just started to run out of steam there. There was a couple of wild sort of punches, but I think he may have just shaded the round anyway. Well, this is where the cornermen earn their dough. Making sure that both boxers go out in the best condition possible. We've got 4 rounds to go, possibly, of this heavyweight title fight. 3 titles on the line here. This is it. Now number 9. 4 rounds left to go. Bruno leading on points, in my opinion. We'll get Barry McGuigan Sports at the end of round 9 and our final commercial break of the evening. But it's Frank Bruno's title to lose now. Usyk putting all 3 of his world titles on the line. Just to remind you, the WBO, the WBA and the IBF world titles all on the line here. 12 rounds. Excitement in the heavyweight division for the first time in many, many years. Frank Warren trying to do what Don King did in the 80s and unify all the world titles. It's brilliant promotion for him and his stable, no doubt about it. And Bruno having a decent round yet again. Usyk with a couple of nice shots though. Bruno fighting back. This is tremendous boxing. Heavyweight boxing at its finest. Guts, determination, you name it, it's all there. And more at the O2 tonight. Will we see the same in something like 3 weeks' time when Tyson Fury fights in Birmingham? We will have to wait and see. Bruno giving it as good as he's got. It's good for the fight game, this. It really is. A credit to both boxers, really, when you think about it. It's just mesmerising to see. Bruno again. Blood still cascading over the body. We're inside the final 13 seconds of the 9th. Bruno just shading it again. Couple of nice punches and blocking well. As the bell will sound for the end of the 9th. Under the commercial break.
Okay. I'll leave it up to you. It's a great idea. And we'll settle up later.
Cheers, Bob. Look after yourself.
Clara's Cakes.
Hello, I wonder if you can help me.
Yes, we could do that. Fine. What colour would you like the tracksuit? Orange?
Do I not like orange?
Pardon?
Ah, it's just a joke, love. Blue, I think. I see here it says you deliver.
Oh, that's nice. Good luck from Bobby and Graham.
Welcome back to the big fight, and it's Bruno by 5. He's taken the last 3 rounds as well, so he's won the last 7 rounds out of 9. So Usyk with it all to do now with 3 rounds to go. We're in the 10th. Bruno must realise now he can't afford to go too gung-ho now, because he's going to tire. Both boxers are tiring, and they're both now for the next 3 rounds will have to fight on pure and utter instinct, and possibly pure genius as well if one of these guys can get a big shot in now. Bruno cannot afford at this stage to make any mistakes. But he's doing well here, making sure that he keeps at least jamming towards the face of Usyk. And just keep him at arm's length. That's all Frank has to do now. He's got this fight by 5 points. It's a big lead at this stage, but one knockdown from Usyk could change the rules here, could change the whole dynamics of the game and of the fight. Inside the last 75 seconds of round number 10. Bruno looking extremely shattered and tired. Is he? Am I only fearing he's running out of steam? He's just got to keep Usyk at arm's length, at least until the end of the 10th. Reevaluate it with Terry Lawless and go again for the final 2. Maybe do the same tactic to stay out of harm's way. Barry Milligan handing 5 points ahead at the start of this 10th round. I think he's just shaded it again with 3 seconds remaining. There goes the bell. Bruno did well there. He knows he's shattered, he knows he's knackered. And he had to keep Usyk at arm's length there, in my book, because it was inevitable really that if he made a mistake there, Usyk, with his quality, could have had him knocked down. So he did the right thing there, Bruno. Terry Lawless saying, come on, you've got to stay with it. Keep him at arm's length. When Usyka's corner saying he looks shattered. And you could tell on the face of Bruno, he looks a shattered man. Physically as well as mentally. But he knows he's 2 rounds away from winning the World Championship again. This is all or nothing. The next 2 rounds will decide both boxers' fate. Usyk putting his 3 world titles on the line. The IBF, the WBA and the WBO world titles as we get underway in round number 11. Bruno must do what he did in round 10. Not get drawn into it. Just take his chance and then retreat back and keep Usyk at arm's length. Bruno knows he can't afford to hang the chin out. Usyk is a good puncher, and 1 shot from Usyk, as I say, can change the dynamics of the fight, and Bruno's in trouble. Usyk's in for the kill. He's got Bruno practically on the ropes, and Bruno is down. Bruno is down. Is this mate dramatically changing? A terrific left hook to Bruno's right eye. Can Bruno make the count? Richard Steele.
3, 4.
It's counting now. Bruno on his knee in 5. Richard Steele saying, you okay, mate? You want to box on? You better do. He's got to get past the next minute and a half now. And Bruno down again. Usyk going down twice. Usyk going down twice. This time with the right hook. Bruno's legs have gone. He came up in 5 last time. He's down twice. 1 more. The fight is automatically stopped. Can he survive the count again?
3, 4, 5.
6. He's up in 6 this time. A second later than the before. Now he must keep Usyk at arm's length for the remaining minute of the penultimate 11th round. If he goes down again, the fight is over, and Usyk is still the world champion and holds his titles. The whole dynamics of the fight rests on these 37 seconds or so. Then he can get to his corner and re-evaluate it with Terry Lawless. They were thinking about throwing in the towel, and they did that in 86 against Tim Weatherspoon after 12 rounds out of a 15. I think it was 10 rounds in fact. They threw the towel in. Supposed to go 15 that night at Wembley Stadium. But Bruno survived the storm anyway and punched after the bell as well. Definitely Usyk's round, knocked down twice there, Bruno, but he still had that healthy points advantage, so he still might be leading on points. But now it's all about the next 3 minutes. Bruno looks a spent force. Usyk, cascade of blood all over his body and shorts, but still there in spirit. If Bruno holds on for the next 3 minutes, and has got just enough lead on points. He will still be world champion despite the fact he got knocked down twice in the 1 round. But he had a long while. He had a minute to fight because he'd been knocked down in that last minute of the last round. The 11th round, that is. Then the fight would have automatically been stopped under the rules. So Bruno knows he came so mighty close to the win to lose that fight from a winning position. 3 minutes now between Frank Bruno and Destiny. He must have a strong round. He must score well, but he must keep Usyk at arm's length. If he does all 3, or even do better than that, knock him down even, then he will be world champion yet again for the first time since 1995. What an incentive for big Frank Bruno. 2 minutes 17 away possibly. Can he finish the job? He's done so well. He looks spent. Mind you, so does Usyk, to be fair. Who's got the strength now in the next 2 minutes? It all boils down to 1 minute 50 now of the final round. What a fight this has been. It's been a battle. It's been a war. It's been a real war. And I tell you what, it's been guts, this war. It's been a war of attrition. A heavyweight war for the ages. 20,000 fight fans at the O2 have seen an absolute classic. Can bring Frank Bruno hold on and be world champion. He's doing the right things at the moment. He's scoring well with shots. Usyk still standing up to it. 40 seconds remain of the final round. Will we see another twist in the tail here at the O2? And Bruno, just for a moment I thought he had him. Usyk looks spent now. Who's going to go? Bruno really going in for the kill. 5 seconds to go. Good body shot from Bruno. I think he's going to do enough. Now it's down to the judges. Who's won it? Frank Bruno's won it! Bruno is the world champion on a unanimous decision, despite Usyk having him down twice in the 11th. Elation for big Frank Bruno. The judges' cards. The first judge, Petrov, had him 116 to 1110. Madeira had him down at 115, 111, and Juan Garcia had it just the same. But Frank Bruno is the champion and will face the winner that you'll see on JB Sport in 3 weeks' time between Tyson Fury and Riddick Bowe, who will fight off for the WBC version of the World Championship. But Frank Bruno is the IBF, the WBA and the WBO World Heavyweight Champion. Big Frank is back, and back with a bang. Would have thought it. He has now won 3 world titles. He had superb exhibition. Now then, can the Bruno spirit be replicated in Europe by both Arsenal and Newcastle? You'll see both their matches live this week on JB Sports, especially the big one, Newcastle away at Milan. And we'll bring you news on all the other British teams competing in the Champions League, including, of course, this season's Celtic and Rangers. But that's not all, because next Saturday at 1:55 we're live from Newbury and Newcastle. 2 big races in that programme. The NSE Gold Cup from Newbury and the Fighting Fifth Hurdle, our Newcastle race, all coming up your way. 4 races next Saturday for 1:55. But Frank Bruno, the champion of the world, he will face the winner of neither Riddick Bowe or Tyson Fury. I hope you've enjoyed tonight's coverage. Bruno, the champion of the world. Not bad, eh? Good night.